everyone. How's each and every one of you are doing today? I hope that each of you having a good midweek, and let's hope the end of the week will be a positive ending. So in this video clip, I'm going to provide some explanations on factoring, which can be very tricky to so many people, which is I could understand. Because when I was doing factoring, I never quite understand why, but as I was trending on through my other math courses, it does make sense. So we'll do my very best in providing the best explanations, the steady explanations on these problems, and I have the notes attached to the Google Classroom link on my website. So I will provide it in addition to this. So let's get started. Number 15, we have 2x squared minus 3x, minus 13x minus 45. Typo and goof, but it's okay. So we have 2x squared minus 13x minus 45. First question I was going to bring up to my students, is this problem factorable? Yes, by looking at the first and last terms, which is 2x squared and negative 45. Let's do the factors. Two x squared is 2 times x. 2x times x. Factors of 45, what are they? 1 times 45, 3 times 15, and 5 times 9. We got the first and last terms factored. Okay, as I'm going to move this camera a little bit, pay attention to the middle term, because the middle term will determine which factors are going to be used. All right, now that I've said that, let's look at the factors of 45. We know that 1 times 45 will be out of the question. And then 3 times 15. Wait, let me think before I do that. No, that's correct. 3 times 15 will get out, because once you do the factor to 3 times 15, then this will be bigger. The first term will be bigger. And the middle term, no. So this one would not be factored. So we have 2x times x and 5 times 9 are as our preliminary factors. Let's go to put this on the board, on the paper. 2x and x. And then we have a positive and a negative. Which one do you use for the positive? The 5 or the 9? Let's do the 5. And then we do the 9. Okay, this is a potential final answer. In order to make this work, let's use FOIL. First, outer, inner, and less. Let's do this together. Let's do the first term. 2x times x gives us 2x squared. And then we have 2x times a negative 9, which gives us a negative 18. X, make sure you forget the variable. The inner, 5 times x is positive 5x. And then 5 times a negative 9 equals negative 45. Remember the signs, a negative times a negative equals a positive times a negative equals a negative. Remember, based on the first trial of factoring in Algebra 1, so there's nothing wrong with being reteaching, which is a good thing. So I don't mind reteaching that method over and over to make sure that we are paying attention to the same thing. So that's my objective, my point and emphasis. So far you're okay with this? Yes. Question: is there any combined like terms? Yes. Which ones? Negative 18x and positive 5x. Combine like terms, right? So we have 2x squared. We have a negative 18x plus 5x. That gives us negative 13x. That's our middle term we're looking at. It looks pretty good. Minus 45. Question: is this final factor and simplified form answer, does it match with your original? Yes. So our final answer is open parentheses 2x plus 5, close parentheses, open parentheses, x minus 9, close parentheses. That is our final answer. So here it is. In order to get the problem into partition, we take the first and last term to make sure it is factorable. Yes, it is. We got factors of 2x squared, which is equals 2x times x. Factors of 45. 1 times 45, 3 times 15, 5 times 9. We'll eliminate the 1 times 45 and the 3 times 15 because we want to make sure the middle term, which is equal to this. If it's, give you a clue, if it does not work out, then the problem is not factorable. In this case, it did. We had a factors of 2x plus 15 and x minus 9. Doing FOIL to make sure that everything go well in the process, as you can see in this video. And it worked. So is any questions is in problem? So that was the main thing, is paying attention to the first and last terms to be factors. And then once you get those factored, then we try it out to see if it's equal to the middle term, which is yes. And the rest was history. Any questions in this problem? Okie dokie. Let's go on the next problem. If I'm going too fast, you could stop the video and look over your notes and rewind back to the parts that you're missing. And that's okay, because I want to make sure everyone gets the same material, like who are accessing in this video clip. So don't panic. So everything will be okay. All right, let's go on. Number 17, we have 15 minus 2c minus c squared. Why? First question, is this problem is written backwards? Yes. Can we reorder the problem? Yes, we can. Starting with the highest term is negative c squared. Almost got it out. Minus 2c plus 15. All right, here we go. Is this problem factorable? Yes, by looking at the c's. C squared and factors of 15. Let's do this. Factors of c squared, which is c times c. And then 15. 1 times 15. 3 times 5. Okay. We are doing well. We could eliminate the 1 times 15 because it does not match in the middle term. That's why I say pay attention to the middle term. So we have factors of c times c and 3 times 5. Let's do the factor. We're going to put the negative outside the parenthesis. I'm going to tell you why. Let's do this. Minus and plus. What number should we use in the minus in the first one? 3 or 5? Let's try the 3. You see why in a few minutes. Alright, so far you okay with that? Okay, now let's do the FOIL. Our favorite type. FOIL. C times C equals C squared. C times a positive 5 equals a positive 5C. 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 times C, negative 3C. And negative 3 times a positive 5 will give us a negative 15. Okay, so far we okay? Good. Second question. Actually, next question actually. Is there any combined like terms? Yes. Which ones? 5C minus 3C. And we could rewrite C squared. 5 minus 3, 5C minus 3C give us a positive 2C and negative 15. Are we done yet? No. I'll tell you why. You remember the negative in front of the C square? That's part of the problem. So we had to, in order to make this work, we had to place this, you had to put parentheses around this final result and put the negative outside like this. My notes may be a little confusing on that part, but you see why in this video. I totally left it out by accident. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm explaining it right now. Okay, now I'm explaining it. You see this negative? What do we do this in order to make everything equal to the original problem? We distribute. This, and this. We have negative C, negative times C squared is negative C squared. And negative times a positive 2C that give us a negative 2C. That is our middle, from the middle term in the original equation. And then negative times a negative 15 would give us a positive 15. Does this match with the original problem? Yes. Our final answer is this. Negative in front of before the first group of parentheses. Then you put C minus 3, close parenthesis, open parenthesis, C plus 5, close parenthesis. It's our final answer. There you go. Negative in front of make sure you put a negative in front of the first set of parentheses. Otherwise, it'll be wrong. So that is our final answer. Recap for the problem. When you see this 15 minus 2C minus C squared, do the reorder, which is a negative C squared minus 2C plus 15. Then ask this question, is this equation factorable? Yes, because we have C squared and the factors of 15 on the right side. And then once you see which numbers on the 15 and the C's to correlate with the two factors, and then we have T and C and negative 3 and a positive 5 to make sure it works. and go through the process. Once you have the FOIL has completed, then you do the next step. You do, are there any combined like terms? Yes, it is, which is 5c minus 3c that gives us 2c. And then you put the rest in there into play. And then make sure that there is a negative in front of the first term. Put it outside the term and put the parentheses around it to distribute the problem. And then it was match the middle term, then you got the final answer. Any questions on that problem? Okay, moving on. Give me a second. All right, next problem. It's almost similar to the last one. Number 19, we have 21 plus m minus 10m squared is almost the same thing. We can do reorder. Negative 10m squared plus m plus 21. All right, now we are back. Now it's in the right order. My next question is this. Is this factorable? Say yes or no. Yes, we can do the 10m squared, excluding the negative number, the negative sign actually, and the 21. Let's do the factors of 10m. 10m squared, we have 10m times m, and then we have 5m times 2m. So our two factors of 10m squared. And we have same thing with the factors of 21. 1 times 21 and 3 times 7. Yes, 3 times 7. I want to make sure I sound confident. Yes. All right. First off, we could eliminate the obvious, two obvious. We could eliminate the first factors of 10m squared and the first factors of 1 times of 21. Actually, 1 times 21. Now we have 5m times 5m times 2m, and 3 times 7 as our factors. Let's put this into play. I'm going to put the negative sign in front. I'm going to put the first set of parentheses. All right. It's okay. Now we can do it. All right. And we have 5m as our first term and our 2m in the second. Hope you can see it. All right, perfect. And our signs, we have a positive. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. It looks too close. There you go. Now, perfect. A positive in the first set of parentheses, and a second, a negative. All right, that has been taken care of on the M's. Let's look in the 21. Which one goes in the positive part? The 3 or the 7? Let's try the 7. All right, we have it set. 5m plus 7 and 2m minus 3 as our factors. In order to make this work, we had to use FOIL. First term, 5m times 2m is 10m squared. Then we have the outer term, 5m times a negative 3, that gives us negative 15m. Then we have 7 times 2m, that gives us a positive 14m. And then positive 7 times a negative 13, that gives us a negative 21. So we have completed the FOIL. Now, are there any combined like terms? Yes. Which numbers? Negative 15 plus negative 15m plus 14m. Our new factor completed. 10m squared. Negative 15m plus 14m give us a negative m minus 21. Question. Are we done yet? No. Remember the first term in the new reorder, which is a negative? In order to do this, put this in the parenthesis and put a negative in front. Now we can distribute the negative. Okay, we have negative m times a positive m squared. We got a negative 10m squared. We know that negative times a negative would give us a positive m. Am I correct on that? Yes, we are. And negative times a negative for the 21 to give us a positive 21. Question. Does this match with the original, with the new reorder equation? Yes. So our final answer is a negative before the parentheses, first set of parentheses, 5m plus 7, close parentheses, open parentheses, 2m minus 3, close parentheses, as our final answer. So it's almost the same thing as a previous problem, just to make sure that the signs are intact and go as follows, because a lot of people will mess up the signs if they're not watching their signs carefully, because it happens. No one's expected to be perfect, but always double check your work before turning it in. So, is there any questions in this problem? So you'll make sure that when you see this problem again, like the previous problem, make sure you do the reorder the equation. And then once you reorder the equations, then you do the factors of 10m squared and 21, which is these on my right side. And then whatever you cross out first, in this case, you already see what is crossed, and use the remaining numbers as our factors. The m's goes first, and then whatever goes on the positive side first, and then whatever goes after that, place the next number on the negative. And then once you see that problem completed, then you do FOIL, and the rest is history. Then once you done FOIL, then you do the combined like terms, and then this will almost match similar to the new reorder problem. And then you have to distribute the m to make sure it matches with the new reorder equation, which is a yes. So this is our final answer right here. Any questions in this problem? Okie dokie, let's move on. Let's do our next problem is 21. 3y squared minus 20y squared plus 12. All right. You see the problem is back into the highest terms and goes to the next highest and so forth. So we got 3y squared minus 20y plus 12. Question, is this equation factorable? Yes. The 3y squared and the 12. Let's do the factors. 3y squared, we have 3y times y. The factors is 12. We have 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. Okay, we have those factors out. Good. Let's look in the middle term, which is negative 20y. All right, let's go back to the factors. We know that 1 times 12 is out of the question because it may mess up the process of finding the part of the equation. So that is out of the question. And then 3 times 4, we know it's not going to work in the middle term. So let's go do 2 times 6 and 3y times y. And since the last term is a positive, there's a possibility we can do negatives on both answers. See, whatever goes first, the 2 or the 6, let's do that. All right, we see right in front of you. Now we could do FOIL. 3y times y equals 3y squared. And 3y times a negative 6, that gives us a negative 18. Y, make sure you don't forget the variable. Then we have negative 2 times y, that gives us a negative 2y. And then a negative times a negative equals a positive, which is 2 times 6, that gives us 12. Almost completed in the cleanup process. Now, are there any combined terms? Yes. 18 and negative 18 and negative 2y, that gives us negative 20y. Question, is this part matches with the original equation based on the factors? Yes. Our final answer is open parentheses 3y minus 2, close parentheses, same thing, open parentheses y minus 6, close parentheses. That is our final answer. Here we go. So we have that completed. So same process to make sure if this problem is factorable based on the terms. Yes. Now once you get the factors in, then you plug and play the numbers in together that matches with the middle term. Once you find the numbers that correlates in the middle term, as a possibility, you found your factors. And that is our final answer. And this is that one that matches together. So here we go. Any questions on this problem? Okie dokie, let's move on. Number 23. we have 2x squared minus 3x minus 2. This is not that bad, believe it or not. Is this problem factorable? That's the first one. Yes. Based on an 2x squared minus 2. Let's do this. Negative 2, actually. Forgive me. Two x squared is 2x times x. Of course, the 2 is 1 times 2. All right. Now we go do the factors. Which one we go on the positive? Which one goes in the negative on this part? Let's try 1. Let's do FOIL. First term, 2x times x is 2x squared. Outer is negative 2x minus 2. They give us a negative 4x. 1 times x, they give us a positive x. And a positive 1 times a negative 2 gives us a negative 2. One was completed. Is there any combined like terms? Yes. The x's, right? The negative 4x plus x is 2x squared minus 4x. Actually, out of this 4x, negative 4x plus x equals a negative 3x. And then we have negative 2. Does this match with the original problem? Yes. Same process. Make sure that you put in parentheses first 2x squared, 2x actually, plus 1. I'm sorry. And then x minus 2 is the second part of the factor. 2x plus 1, x minus 2 is a final answer. That wasn't too bad, right? So, any questions on number 23? All right, let's move on. Last one is going to be something we normally don't go over. We normally do go over on that. So, I said 25, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's 25. It's okay. 25. The original one says 27. It's actually 25. So bear with me on that. I just add 2 more numbers to it. So we have 2x squared minus 12x plus 10. All right. So we have 2x squared minus 2x squared minus 12x plus 10. Is this problem factorable? Yes, it is factorable. We have 2x squared and 10. Let's do those together. 2x times x. Then we have 10. Factors of 10, we have 1 times 10. And 5 times 1. 5 times 2, I'm sorry. However, this is a trick. Because looking at the problem, I thought it was the same thing as you. So that's why I kind of test out the waters. I just realized something. Yes, I'm going to tell you why. You would think it would factor out on the tens, but it doesn't work. This process doesn't work. DNW does not work. So we're going to use a different way. Watch. You see that number 2 in front of the 2x squared? We are going to factor the 2. Factor out 2. Then we can do the x squared. We just distribute what's behind it. Okay, so we have the 2 outside. What's left over is x squared. Was a negative 12 divided by 2 is a negative 6x. Then we have a positive 10 divided by 2 is a positive 5. Now, can we factor this problem? Yes. X squared factors of 5. Five and 1 for 5 and x times x for x squared. Now we can do the factor. Make sure you don't forget the 2 from the outside before in the problem. Okay, we have x and x. Which one is actually both negative. 5 and 1. And that's it. That's our final answer. I'm going to work it out. Okay? Work out problem. I'm going to do the factors. X times x is x squared. X times a negative 1 is a negative 1, negative x. Negative 5 times x is negative 5x. And then negative times a negative equals a positive 5. Combine like terms. Yes. This negative x minus negative 5x, they give us a positive 6x squared, 6x actually. And I put the 2 in, so we have that. Now we could distribute a 2 inside the parentheses. We have 2 times x squared, 2x squared. 2 times a negative 6x, it will give us a positive, a negative 12, I'm sorry, negative 12. And then 2 times a positive 5, that gives us 10. Does it match? Does this part matches with the original? Yes, this is our final answer. Here we go. I'm going to screen zoom out. There you go. Any questions in this problem that was shown? All right. Until then, each of you have a wonderful and safe day. I hope that this video will help you in any way possible. Until then, you have a good rest of your night and the rest of your week. Talk to you then. Thank you, everybody.